together and
It's a pleasure to greet you from the beautiful Monterey Peninsula core in Northern California. Although I've been asked to bring greetings from national headquarters in Verona, fate dictates that I send my greetings from this beautiful, lovely setting. It's certainly a pleasure to be attending the Northern California Nevada Division Advisory Organization Conference, and through the courtesy of Brian Burchell and his staff, I can share with you some information that has been requested by none other than Uncle Bob. I will read from his letter. He says, "Dear Leon, I know you are giving thought to your state of the National Communication Department via video to the delegates attending our forthcoming Public Relations Service Extension Conference to be held in Crestmont, February 23, 26, 1986. Now here is really what made me do the presentation. He said, "It will make a tremendous impact on all who will see and hear your presentation. Whether it will make an impact or not, you will get the greeting." Rather than have a formal presentation, although I do have a formal introduction, I want to talk in a candid manner regarding the state of national communications. Many things are happening and we want to share them with you. But I think we need to have some type of introduction to help us focus our attention, to let us know that we are partners together in this matter of national communications. And I'm sure you will recall the story of Nehemiah in the Old Testament. Nehemiah arrives in Jerusalem to find the city in virtual ruin, with all the wall broken down and the gates burned. The people of the city were disgraced at the condition of the wall, as they should have been. In those times, a city without an intact wall was more than an eyesore. It was vulnerable and defenseless. The Hebrews were divided into many separate groups, but with the help of Nehemiah, they were all inspired to work together. Those from every class and sector of society, each did his part. And we read that the people worked with all their hearts. The workstations were spread out, and so the teams used trumpets to signal and to communicate with each other. And with the help of God, the Great Wall of Jerusalem was completed in only 52 days. The project succeeded because the people worked together and they communicated with each other. If our promotional efforts are to be effective on a national level, we must do so together. And perhaps we can subtitle this Progress Intelligently Planned. And I think the first report I want to make regarding the state of national communications is regarding the national publicity at Christmas time. I think we were all amazed and pleased with the results of the national publicity. Now, national publicity just does not happen. It has to be planned, you have to work at it, but I think in order to do that, as the story of Nehemiah indicates, we must work together to get the information. And if there was any success in the national publicity this Christmas time, it was because we received information from the field. The basic information came from every territory, and then we were able to share that with the news media. And then once information was shared with the media and the wire services and so forth, and we could get some kind of coherent trend nationwide, then they were more than anxious to publicize the plight of the Salvation Army during the Christmas season. So you played a great role in providing assistance in the state of the National Communications Department, and we're grateful to each of you. Now, I realize that the Western Territorial Public Relations and Service Extension Conference is without contradiction, the finest conference of its kind in the country, and you who are present are certainly professionals. And from my experience last year, you were able to teach us a great deal regarding this matter of communications, and we are grateful to you for what you have done. So I want to thank you for your part in this planned program that we have for national communications. I think there are four areas that we need to mention in order to bring you up to date on the state of National Communications Department. Number one, within the last month, we have finally received approval for the National Communication Guidelines. Now, these guidelines, as you know, were presented to you last year in draft form. They have been revised a little, and now they have been approved by all the territories. They've been revised and approved again, and now they will be disseminated to the territories. The communication guideline is a very important document for us, I feel, in the Salvation Army, because it outlines a communication program that can be adapted at any level of Salvation Army administration, the corps level, divisional level, territorial level, or national level. And all the levels can benefit from this one communication plan. And as you know, it was prepared through the National Advisory Board, and we feel it is a very fine tool for you to use in planning your communications program at all levels. Secondly, I'm sure many of you are interested in the progress of the reorganization of the National Communications Department. We are hiring 5 new people, 2 of whom have already been hired. The 3 positions that are left are the Assistant Director of National Communications / Media Specialist, the Senior Communications Specialist, and the Junior Communications Specialist. We've had so many applications that we've had to extend the time for review. The applicants are being reviewed and evaluated, and the top 15 or so in each category will be interviewed, and then a final decision will be made around the middle of March or the 1st of April for the positions that are available at the National Communications Department. More information will be sent to you about that in the near future. There are 2 other areas that I want to mention because we need your help in these 2 areas. One is the first annual photo contest. We have received for the 1985 photo contest 1 entry. Others have promised that they would be submitting entries, and we trust that you will do everything to promote this photo contest within your area of responsibility, because that is one of the ways that we can secure new photos, up-to-date photos for the work that we want to do to support you in your work at the local level. So try to encourage people to submit entries in the photo contest. It can be a slide, it can be a color photo, or a black and white photo. The only stipulation is that it must represent some type of Salvation Army service. So we trust you'll work with that for us. The other thing is a similar type thing, and that is the annual report contest. As you know, we had nearly 100 submissions last year in the annual report contest, and we felt that generated a great deal of interest. And we would like for you to promote that again this year and submit the entries as soon as possible. We are presently working on the new annual report, national annual report, which I think you will be interested in, and I trust that as you have already been requested, or as information has already been requested from you for this report, that you will submit it as quickly as possible, because we want to feature the very best programs from throughout the country, and there are so many outstanding activities here in the Western Territory that we would like to include them in the report this year. Now, the big thing that's happening this year is the National Advisory Organization Conference. I trust that each of you has now received this beautiful brochure outlining exactly who the guests are, the schedule, the workshops, hotel and flight information, and a registration form. It is yellow. If you have a blue one in your possession, that means you have the old one. And I trust that you can see it as I hold it up. You may want to see it rather than me, but that doesn't make any difference. You're going to see me anyway. But when this arrives in your hands, please promote it. And we feel that we're going to have a tremendous attendance. As you know, when we planned it, after the St. Louis conference 3 years ago, it was felt that if we had 1,000 delegates present, that would be exciting. Well, that number soon had to be revised upward to 1,200, and now we're thinking in terms of 2,000 in attendance. And we have taken over 2 hotels in Dallas. One is the Hyatt Regency, and the other is the Bradford Plaza Hotel, assuring us of 2,000 rooms if we need them. So we have plenty of room, and we want you to bring as many people as possible. It is my understanding that the West has set a goal of 700 delegates. That's fabulous, and we hope that will be true. And I think you're going to reach that goal because we've heard that Harry Merlo of Portland, Oregon is flying his executive jet and taking 35 delegates from Portland alone. And in addition to the 700 delegates from the Western Territory, we heard that the Texas division alone will provide around 300 delegates, and surely the other 2 territories will provide at least 1,000 additional delegates. So this is going to be a very exciting affair, and we trust that you will promote it and do everything within your power to strengthen this National Advisory Organization Conference, because we feel that it will benefit the local Salvation Army and will certainly benefit the Western Territory. I'm presently attending, as I indicated previously, the Northern California Nevada Division Advisory Organizations Conference, and it is really superlative. We have approximately 160 delegates present. That's in spite of the rains and the floods, and over 60 cancellations. And we are grateful for this magnificent conference. We've had General Arnold Brown with us, as well as Commissioner and Mrs. Evans and Colonel and Mrs. Ray Robinson, and it's just been a delightful experience. Now, I know that General Brown is on his way to you and will be speaking to you, and Lieutenant Colonel Ernest Miller will be leading the conference this year, and we do wish you well. We have met many of the delegates here who will be going down from here to the conference in Los Angeles, and I am pleased just to be associated with the fine professionals here in the Western Territory, and I'm certainly excited to be a part of this conference and to meet so many of the professionals who are working in the field of communications. Now, I wish I could be a comedian like the video presentation last year from Brother Fritz, but I can't do that. But I do want to wish you well as you meet together and assure you of our prayerful support, and we want to let you know that we are thinking about you, that we are praying for you, and we know that you will have an outstanding conference with the leadership that you've provided. And again, we want to thank Major Tobin and Uncle Bob for allowing me this opportunity to share with you the state of national communications.